It is official. It was made official last evening. The University of North Carolina has fired, not mutually agreed, not parted ways. They fired Hubert Davis, one of the most beloved figures in University of North Carolina basketball history, won national championships as a player, took the team to the national championship game as a coach where they lost to Kansas. And now, boom, he is out as the head coach. And the question is, who's going to replace Hubert Davis? Because most people believe, I don't know if you believe this, Brandon, but most people believe that North Carolina probably one of the top 3 jobs in college basketball. I think most people, if they're ranking the jobs, I would even say higher than Duke. I mean, they have a lot more. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's a state school. They have tons of richer boosters than Duke has. Now, Duke has had more success, don't get me wrong, but for one reason only. They had the greatest college basketball coach of all time in Mike Krzyzewski. We'll see if John Shire, continues that.
Well, he's done a pretty damn good job so far.
Well, he's not Hubert. He's not won a national. Has he been doing
I think that's how great Coach K was and why he's the greatest college basketball coach I've ever seen is because he took a program that probably shouldn't be number one, and they absolutely are.
Right. No question.
For young basketball players that are coming up in the game, all they see coming out of Duke are number 1 overall picks. Again and again and again. You don't have to even go back that far. Cooper Flagg, Paolo Banchero, like it has been just a factory of not just first-round picks, number 1 overall picks. So if you're talking about stepping into a job where you can get the best player in the country every single year, Duke is that job right now. So the short list, I would say Duke, UNC, Kentucky, Kansas.
Yeah.
Those are the best jobs, and then it sort of ebbs and flows. There are other great jobs, but those are the best.
UConn is great because they have a great coach, but they've been great in the past. Florida is a really good job. They've had great coaches, which brings me to who most people believe is going to get an offer anyways, and that's Billy Donovan. Most people think he's going to get an offer for the North Carolina job. I think everybody sort of assumes that Billy Donovan's done in the NBA after this year. The Bulls aren't going to make the playoffs. He will probably either get fired or will voluntarily step down. And the thought is he's going to parachute back into college basketball at one of these primo jobs. North Carolina being the primo job that's open right now. There's rumors and rumblings that Bill Self might step down at Kansas. So that would be another top job that's open. And, Donovan's rejected opportunities to return to college before. He hasn't coached college basketball, I think, 11 years he's been in the NBA. So he's not coached college basketball in the modern era. So that might be a little, room for pause if you're hiring Billy Donovan.
I just say if you're UNC, maybe this is state of Florida bias. I don't know how you could do better than that.
I don't either.
What's the better option? Brad Stevens? He hasn't even coached in a while. There's rumors that Brad Stevens could be on that list, but he's been an executive for the last few years with the Boston Celtics. He was a great college basketball coach. That's a good one. But I don't know how you could do better than Billy Donovan.
No, unless you're able to get a Dan Hurley or even a Todd Golden from Florida. But I don't think a top college coach right now, like if you're Todd Golden or Dan Hurley or John Shine, go down the list of the guys. Why would you leave?
Nate Oates, his name is up.
Yeah, why would you leave that job for North Carolina? I realize the reputation of North Carolina, and I just said it's considered one of the top jobs in college basketball, but
it's kind of like college football. There's a flattening of what is a great job because it really just comes down to how much am I getting paid? How much can I pay my players?
Yeah. And we talked about how Cinderella has sort of been, hurt by the new way college basketball is run. Maybe the blue bloods have been hurt as well. I mean, North Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, none of those teams have made the Final Four in the last 4 years, I believe. So
I think that's the flattening, and I think we're seeing it in equal parts in both college football and in college basketball, where the teams that were at the top,
the very top, the very elite.
Yes, the elite, the 1%ers, there was a smaller number of those.
The Alabamas, Georgias in college football.
Now there's like 20, 15%ers.
Yeah.
And no one else has a chance. But now we've got more of those programs. Like Indiana would not have been competitive a few years ago, and they just rolled through everyone they faced in college football. So, and Miami was lost forever, and now they're back on footing. And the Alabamas of the world are just like everybody else. Georgia is just like everybody else, where they were running the sport for a decade.
And college basketball used to be run by the shoe companies. The shoe companies would steer the best players to their primo schools with money. Now the boosters can steer the primo players to wherever they want to go with money. So the shoe companies are sort of out of the mix now, and that's leveled the playing field in college basketball as well. Back to Todd Golden real quick. He's got a $16 million. If he leaves Florida for another job, $16 million the other school's going to have to pay they're going to have to pay Florida $16 million.
Florida might make calls for him. That's the case. Hey, you want Todd?
No, they're about to extend his contract. But yeah, I think Billy Donovan will be a great hire for North Carolina, or maybe he just wants to take a year or two off and wait, right?
Wait for what? I mean, if you're going to get back into coaching,
Yeah,
talk about a great position to be in.
Plus, he's 60. Yeah, he doesn't want to wait too long.
Before we break, my question to you is someone who covered him closely. What was his elite trait in college basketball? I think so many of us were so far removed from seeing him succeed. He was so good, but what was it? What was the thing that made him great?
Well, early in his tenure, the thing that made him great was he was the best recruiter in college basketball. Later in his tenure was just his ability to develop guys like Joakim Noah, who wasn't very highly recruited.
Well, that plays well.
Right.
More Game On coming up right around the corner. Your favorite afternoon show returns after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
You know, the Bulldog always keeps it real, so I'm going to be honest about something. In Florida, air conditioning isn't a luxury, all right? It is a necessity. It's survival. That's why having an AC company you trust is just as important as having a mechanic that you trust. For my home, that company is Ziegler Air Conditioning. Jason and his crew just celebrated 40 years of cooling Central Florida, and their maintenance program, I'm telling you, it's second to none. They perform a detailed 25-point system check, clean the drain lines, change the filters, lubricate every moving part, and make sure everything is running efficiently before the hot season really shows up, and that's about to happen. And here's something else I really like. Their technicians aren't paid commissions. That means they're not trying to upsell you on something you do not need. They're paid well to do good, honest work, period. That's the kind of company you want taking care of something as important as your AC. So give them a call at 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Meredith will answer the phone. She'll get the ball rolling on whatever you need. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
Axe throwing bars are popping up left and right in Central Florida, so how do you know which one to go to? Bananas Axe Cabana, the best in town. Stuart, a gracious owner, big fan of the show as well, just like all of you, wants to offer a 25% off axe throwing session over at Bananas Axe Cabana Orlando to all of you wild and crazy game heads. Just use the promo code GameHeads25 on any 1 or 2 hour booking and get the discount. Can you name another place that's offering you this deal? Once you hit that first bullseye, you're hooked at Bananas Axe Cabana.
Grab your gear, Central Florida. It's Truck Month at Don Mealy Chevrolet. Right now, you can save up to $10,000 on a new Silverado RST. We're talking that powerful 3-liter diesel engine that's built to work as hard as you do. Looking for the ultimate family ride? Go electric in a new Chevy Equinox EV and save over $15,000. Plus, you'll never pay for a gallon of gas again. Seriously. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings 2 massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasunganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
Ever wonder what it's like behind the counter at those big corporate jewelry stores? Max Woodson knows, and it wasn't pretty.
It's hard to do what's best for the customer when you're given a strict outline on the profit you need to make, the dollars you need to make, the goals you need to hit, the commissions you have to hit. It's really hard to do what's right for the customer.
That's why Max left the Wall Street-owned chains and joined International Diamond Center, a locally owned jeweler. At IDC, it's not about quotas, it's about you.
It's getting to know people, getting to talk to people, building relationships. It's something that's important to me. It's what I love the most.
At IDC, Max can focus on what matters, doing right by customers, even if it means less profit.
I have a scenario where I have a customer that I can do the right thing for, even if it maybe makes us less money at times, and we make it happen.
That freedom means better quality diamonds, fair prices, full transparency, and honest service.
We have freedom. We're allowed to be creative, do what's best, and they really support that, and that means a lot.
International Diamond Center, where you're a family, not a sales target. Visit us in Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennium for diamonds with integrity.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeart Radio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And what a neat smoke we have for you this week, guys. It's the Corona Cigar Barrio Blend, Abano Churchill. And this is a real cultural heritage cigar, barrio meaning neighborhood. And that's what they're leaning on. Cigars bringing communities together. This is a beautiful, oily Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan fillers and binders, medium to full body, a creamy mouthfeel, nutty sweetness, a lot of coffee and earth in there. And they're wrapped up in this rustic newspaper. It's a decades-old technique on a really unique cigar. They're $4.48 for the bundle, but that is 50 cigars, less than $10 a piece for a premium smoke like this is a deal. Get it today. It's the Corona Cigar Barrio Blend, Abano Churchill, and it is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Hey there, Central Florida. Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Wednesday night forecast. Keeping those partly cloudy skies through the rest of the overnight tonight as temperatures fall down into the mid-60s, so very comfortable through the overnight tonight. And we're going to be looking at a comfortable day for your Thursday, seeing those temperatures maxing out throughout the low 80s with mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. And then taking a look at Friday, high pressure takes hold, and that's really going to jack up our temperatures. We're looking at temps near 90 to round out the work week.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Friday. It's UCF baseball on the game as the Knights clash with conference rival Arizona with a 6 p.m. first pitch. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for UCF sports. FM 96.9 The King. AM 740 and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
This is Paulo Banchero with the Orlando Magic, and you're locked into Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Super pumped. Super pumped. Partially because I think I over-caffeinated today. I am so hyped I could run through a wall right now. I fear the crash at the end of this, but I am ready to go. If you said, Kravitz, I need you to write half of a novel, I think I could do it right now. I don't know if it'd be good, but I think I could write. I think I could knock it out.
BK sent me some, like, 4 texts in the span of 30 seconds earlier today, and he goes, I'm so caffeinated.
I'm hyped. And I got a new TV, and you ready for this, Mikey? Don't worry, I'll give you the full breakdown later, but this is just a tease. Fantasy baseball draft tonight.
Oh, God.
With the game heads.
Ooh.
Jaden's in it. Did you get signed up?
Do that in
oh, my
break.
God. It's like pulling teeth. There's no chance you ever check your lineup. At what point in the season, Mike, which starts tonight, does Jaden give up on
Tomorrow.
setting a lineup?
Like a week? A week and a half?
Pretty strong. Giving you more time than I would have. He hasn't even signed up yet.
Yeah, no, I've given myself like 3 days.
I didn't even bother inviting Bianchi. Nah. Plus, he's got some big event tonight. What's going on tonight, Mike?
Oh, yeah, we're having a panel discussion on the past, present, and future of Orlando sports. It's it's going to be over in Winter Park. Should be a good event. The panel includes Steve Hogan of Florida Citrus Sports, Jason Siegel, of course, of Greater Orlando Sports Commission. Mark Daniels will be on it. Me, a couple of other former Sentinel Sports columnists. Brian Schmitz, do you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Schmitzy will be there. George Diaz will be there. Yeah. It's going to be at the / Distillery and Blending House in Winter Park. Admissions free. Admissions free. So if you want to come, you have to register beforehand. It's very easy. Just go to orlandosentinel.com/RSVP.
That's awesome. That sounds like a swanky event.
Well, it's not going to be swanky, but it's going to be. It might be fun. I mean, just like educational. You know.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I would be there, but I have a fantasy baseball draft. I'm looking forward to tomorrow when you give us the information that you obtain at this event. And if you guys want to go out there, it's orlandosentinel.com/RSVP. Is that right?
Absolutely.
All right.
You know what I'm going to call it, though? To make it sound swanky? It's a symposium. It's a symposium. Yeah.
It's like the Mikeys a little bit.
No, I don't even know what a symposium is.
It sounds really, really nice, though. Go to Mike's Symposium tonight. All right, Jaden, hit it.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation is this. It's about pain. You experience the pain of preparation or you experience the pain of failure. It's pain either way. So you have to decide, do you want the pain at the beginning or do you want the pain at the end? That from head coach Bill Belichick.
Say that again.
You experience the pain of preparation or the pain of failure. It's pain either way. You have to decide, do you want the pain at the beginning or do you want the pain at the end? That hits hard.
That's awesome.
It really does.
Yeah.
Not just because of the caffeine. But it's true. I mean, if you're anything that you want to accomplish, if you fail because you didn't prepare, that's going to hurt. And then preparing also kind of sucks because it takes a lot of work. So you just have to decide. When a lot of people put it off, that's where procrastination comes from. You're delaying the inevitable. That eventually you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
So you might as well just barrel through.
Yeah, the 5 Ps. Right.
Proper planning meets
proper preparation prevents poor performance.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. The text question today: bad career moves.
Yeah.
We're going sports. We're going business. This is off of the topic we had yesterday.
Yeah, we were
about Howard Schnellenberger.
Well, it started out Billy Donovan leaving OKC because he didn't want to go through the rebuild with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he leaves to go to the Bulls.
And his bench guy. Got the job. Bench guy. BENCH.
Yeah. He got the job, and now he's the best coach in the NBA.
Right.
So, yeah. And I told the story about Howard Schnellenberger.
Can you tell that again real quick?
When he won the national championship at Miami in 1983, he was a hot coach, and he decides he's going to go to the USFL for big money. He's going to coach the Miami team in the USFL. So he leaves Miami, takes that job, and then about, 3 months later, the league folds before Howard ever coached the game, and he's out of a job. He doesn't get his money, and boom. And Miami goes on to be the foremost dynasty of the next 15 to 20 years.
That's what's tough about decisions, because that's the decision he made. He made a move. Sometimes the regretful thing is when you don't make a move. Now, this person is still uber rich, so don't feel too bad for him, but this is Mark Cuban's story of turning down the Uber guy.
The guy who started it, Travis, right? He comes to me like, I got this thing. It's going to replace taxi cab. It was called Uber Cab. I'm like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But he had a valuation of like $10 million. I said, I'll do it at $5 million valuation for Uber.
Which, by the way, would you like to take a guess at the current valuation of Uber?
Uber's got to be $5 billion. How
about $150 billion?
Wow.
Yep. Cuban said, I'll give you $5 million for it.
Well, he wanted $10 million. He could have gotten it.
The guy valued the company at $10 million. Mark Cuban disagreed with the valuation, and he was very wrong. But Mark Cuban also owns half of the internet, so I'm not too worried about him.
Yeah, but even brilliant businessmen make bad decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan to the Wizards is one of mine. Even though we don't talk about it, I still think that was a mistake.
You had to sell tickets.
Why was that? What difference did it make?
It was just useless.
Yeah,
it was a stain that we all decided. We as a collective decided to throw bleach on it, but that could have been a stain on his career.
Well, how?
Because it's the Wizards.
Nobody remembers.
We choose not to remember. They made a whole documentary of his career and left it out. Because it was awful. He had a couple of good games, but that was a bad end to a great career, and we have decided to ignore it. I know I have, but that was a bad decision.
You want to know another bad decision? You remember the show Cheers, which I never watched that much. You remember one of the greatest sitcoms of all time? Most people.
Yeah,
do?
Ted Danson.
Yeah, but who was the woman? Was it Shelley something or other? Shelley Long, was that her name?
Yes.
She left Cheers because she thought she was hot stuff and was going to become like this huge movie star. I don't think she was really ever heard from again. Leaving Cheers was a big mistake.
That's a good one.
Bad
Really
career
good.
move.
Very, very good. Keep them coming. 50857. We'll get to some of your responses. Bad career moves right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I love basketball. I love football, but nothing fills the coffers for me quite like baseball season because, my friends, The Undertaker is back. Download the Hard Rock Bet app. Get in early on these baseball totals, elite pitching, even more elite profits. But if betting on the diamond isn't your thing, they've got Sweet 16 lines, NBA futures, even the United Football League. A storm is coming for you, and it's not just your 7-leg parlay. Join the sports betting revolution online by downloading the app today. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
All right, guys, let's be honest. Football season hits, and between the wings, the pizza, and a few too many beers, that jersey starts fitting a little bit tighter. Then you swear you'll drop the weight, but no matter what diet you try, nothing sticks. That's why I want to tell you about Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. These folks are Central Florida's leaders in medical weight loss. This isn't some fad diet or magic powder. It's a doctor-supervised program that combines hormone optimization, nutrition coaching, and yes, those new injectable weight loss medications everyone's talking about. They customize it all for you, and the results are fast. Most guys lose 20 pounds or more in just 6 to 10 weeks, safely. You'll have more energy, better sleep, and honestly, you'll just feel good again. It's time for you to make your fourth quarter comeback. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Slowdowns, I-4 westbound before you get to Lake Mary Boulevard. There's two lanes there that are blocked. Sand Lake Road westbound between Orange Avenue and Orange Blossom Trail. There was a vehicle fire there a little while ago, blocking 2 right lanes. Also crash Gatlin Avenue eastbound at State Route 15, blocking the left lane. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Watch the best cornhole players in the world compete for the crown at the ACL Kansas City Signature Open. After intense competition, the top 4 players go head-to-head on ESPN2. Doubles airs Saturday, March 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Singles airs Sunday, March 29th at 6 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss the action as the game's best battle for the title. The ACL Kansas City Signature Open, all on ESPN2.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Las Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com.
Presented by Atlas Earth and Level Up Expo.
When your garage door breaks, you don't want a call center. You want someone who actually cares. That's Dynamic Garage Door, family owned, not corporate owned. From broken springs to new garage doors, they treat every customer like family with honest pricing, on-time service, and the customer service and care you expect. No scripts, no runaround, just experienced technicians who stand behind their work. Call Darren and Jackie today and experience the difference local service makes. Dynamic Garage Door. Strong, reliable, family owned.
People don't listen to radio ads. While you're driving or making a sandwich, your subconscious pays full attention. So relax. Let it take over.
Sunday makes yard care simple with a custom plan based on your soil, climate, and yard size. No pesticides, no harsh stuff. Custom Sunday lawn plan. Order today and get your Sunday lawn plan. Ready for the season ahead. Sunday, a smarter, healthier yard.
The world's best bull riders. One shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. This weekend from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
The Maps app that came with your phone? It's fine if you enjoy waiting and guessing and inefficient routes. Or you could use MapQuest. MapQuest is back with live directions, real-time traffic, and faster routes. It moves when you move. Best of all, no printer needed. No paper, no more missed turns. Just you and the app. Get there fast with MapQuest. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com. MapQuest, still getting you there.
With 10 extravagant items for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu is starting to feel utterly fancy, especially with its new chocolate fudge and caramel empanadas. Enjoy. Just don't let the Luxe go to your head. Price and participation varies for a limited time. Tax extra.
Follow The Game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Got a hot take?
Read the room.
Don't let it die in the group chat. Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeart Radio app and join the show.
Love the show, but I disagree with you guys.
It's the fastest way to get your voice on the air. Say it, send it, and hear it on the iHeart Radio app.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Everyone has a community to lean on. A neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. You've talked with your kids and shared clear expectations, but you're not with them every minute. Your community members, friends and relatives, teachers and coaches, faith leaders, and other important adults in your kids' lives can be your eyes, ears, and a supportive influence when you're not around, reinforcing your messages with your kids and alerting you to warning signs of underage drinking or other substance use. So talk with your kids about these issues and involve the members of your community to help keep your kids safe. Because when you talk, they hear you.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Win free stuff just by joining us in the Rage Cage. Tap that microphone icon when you're listening on the iHeart Radio app. They call it the Talkback. We call it the Rage Cage. Either way, we've got MLB All-Star Game tickets Saturday at Edition Financial Arena. High noon. I'll be there. Will you? We have a family 4-pack for you today just by entering the Rage Cage. Our question today, bad career moves. Someone texted in and said, Bianchi ditching the morning show. I think it was a great career move.
I think it was a great lifestyle move as well. It was a great career move and a lifestyle move. Somebody texted in, Shelley Long was in Night Shift with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton. LOL. Probably her only real role after Cheers.
Damn. She was good, too. I wonder what happened. Probably ego got the best of her. Yeah. One of the ones, I wrote down a couple of sports ones.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Leinart staying in college an extra season probably cost him about 10 draft slots. He was going to go number 1 overall. At least that was the thought at the time. that he was going to go number 1 overall. The 49ers had the first overall pick that year. They wound up taking Alex Smith, but Matt Leinart was the guy.
Right.
If he had come out of USC, he would have gone from USC star to the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, number 1 overall pick. Instead, he wants to BMOC it with the Trojans, and then he ends up going. He still goes 10th in the draft the next year, but he goes to the Arizona Cardinals, and then his career kind of toils away. Also, Brock Lesnar, one of the great WWE performers of all time, leaving wrestling in the middle of his. He did end up coming back and had a major career resurgence, but in his way towards his prime in wrestling, he left right in the middle of it, got tired of the road life, and wanted to play a real sport, and tried out for the Minnesota Vikings, and he stunk, and they cut him.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was a superstar in wrestling?
Mega star. He was like the new guy. They called him, his nickname at the time was the next big thing, and he had a main event at SummerSlam against The Rock, and he won, and he was a mega star, and then right in the middle of it, I think he was the champion. He just bounced, and he tried out for the Vikings. And he was not good.
You can watch his highlights on YouTube.
You can watch his football highlights?
Yeah.
I think he played in the preseason.
Yeah, he has a couple. I think it was 2 preseason games, too.
But it's amazing. For a guy that's that big, that athletic, it doesn't always translate. You go from one thing to the next.
What about David Lee Roth leaving Van Halen? That was a pretty bad career move.
What did he end up doing?
Well, he eventually came back to Van Halen, but several years later, after Sammy Hagar was the lead singer, he put out a solo album that was okay, but
I mean, he's got a pretty big name, so I think he'd do well for himself.
Well, he didn't do very well for himself after Van Halen. I think Eddie Van Halen's guitar had a lot to do with his success.
Did we ever find out about that guy that left the Beatles?
Pete Best. I'm pretty sure he got booted, if I'm not mistaken. I would have to Google that.
How about this? This is a controversial one. LeBron James going to the Lakers. Bad career move.
Why? He won a title, albeit a bubble title, but
it's just
what?
LeBron had a chance to etch his own legacy from the beginning of his career until the end, and then he just joined the sea of greats that play for the LA Lakers. And now what?
I think it would have been better. I do agree with you on that. I think it would have been better had he gone, he went to Cleveland, won a title there, won a title with Miami. If he'd have gone to the Magic or something and helped them win a title.
What if that was his brand? Instead of the next stage going to the most obvious place in the league, it would have been more unique if he had gone to the Celtics, which would have also been obnoxious. But this was the most obnoxious move he could make. Oh, I'm going to help the Lakers. Those poor old Lakers win a championship. If he had gone to almost any other, a non-title winning team, that could have been his thing. He could have been the savior.
Right. Well, at the time, the Lakers were the poor old Lakers.
Oh, but for like a year.
Although he wasn't really the savior in Miami. They'd won a title with D. Wade and Shaq, not that.
But that part of his legacy was he created a new era of the NBA, the super team, and it was like the greatest team ever assembled. There's a coolness to it. And then he was the savior going back to Cleveland. If the next move was, it doesn't have to be the Magic, but if it was the Kings or something, the King saves the Kings. How much cooler would the LeBron James legacy be? It's still amazing. Still the second best player that's ever played. He could have cemented his name at the top if he had chosen almost any other organization but the LA Lakers.
Pete Best did not leave the Beatles voluntarily. He was fired by manager Brian Epstein just before the band achieved global fame and replaced by Ringo Starr. The decision was driven by the other members and producer George Martin, who felt Best's drumming was inadequate. He was a bad drummer. Get out of here.
Get out of here with your bad drumming.
Sound like you're beating on tin cans over there.
More Game On coming up right after this. Our good pal Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com chats all things NBA. 60 seconds away.
It's a serious condition, an uncontrollable obsession with the NBA. League Pass is always on, the notebook is always full, and if you bring up a pick and roll, you might be here for a while. He's Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com.
Time to talk some round ball with one of our faves throughout the week, Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com. You can catch him on the Fantasy Sports Channel via SiriusXM Radio, also on VSiN, the sports betting network, weekdays as well. Nick, final 10 games of the season for a lot of these teams. How ready are you for some non-March postseason basketball?
I'm getting there, man. I don't think the tanking stuff, which is what you're alluding to, it doesn't really bother me as much as it bothers other people. And honestly, I think a lot of the harping and complaining that we see about that doesn't come from diehard NBA fans. It comes from people that have a gripe with the league and just like to use this as a reason to say that the NBA is failing and college basketball is where it's at. And, well, that's why I'm a hockey fan. Those guys don't take any days off. Look, I understand it. It's not ideal. I don't care. I'm still excited to watch Wizards Jazz tonight.
Good God.
Oh my gosh, this is where I think you may be at a level above where I am. I think that's where I draw the line.
You don't want to see Ace Bailey play 38 minutes tonight?
Yeah, just they got Yankees Giants tonight. Might check out some baseball for the evening. Oh, it is a loaded NBA slate. I made the case right before we brought you on. We're talking about bad career moves in sports and in business and in music. And I said that LeBron James to the Lakers was a bad career move. He did win the championship, but I think the better way to put it is that it just was not an optimal career move for a guy that is concerned with etching his name at the top of the list of historical NBA greats. Do you agree or disagree with that sentiment?
I love this discussion. As you know, Brandon, I consider myself kind of a LeBron historian. Like his career just kind of lined up with me, like age-wise, when I first started really, really caring about the NBA. It is crazy to think now that he's on, year 8 already with the Lakers. Like, this somehow seems like it should only be, year 4 or 5, but just so much happens every single year in LeBron James' basketball life that it's crazy that it's dragged on this long. I think if they didn't win the title in the bubble, we might look at this differently, right? Like, specifically because that was a bubble title, there's always going to be this asterisk on it. They never got the parade. They never really got the fanfare. You won it under the cover of night in Disney World. I think we would feel a little bit differently if that had just been a quote-unquote regular NBA title. But LeBron is just held to an impossible standard, right? And as anybody knows who's covered the NBA or has even watched the NBA at any point for the last 2 decades, like we are still talking about, age 39, age 40, age 41. Like, it's a failure if LeBron James doesn't win a playoff series or doesn't make a push for the NBA Finals. What other star has ever been held to that status after age, 34? 35, right? It's like a miracle if any other player, is putting up these kind of numbers and is held to that standard this late in their career. So, the last 3 or 4 years have definitely been weird, cycling in and out, all these different star teammates. I think that's something that's probably not going to age well for LeBron legacy-wise, because so much of the discussion, in the last 10, 15 years has been, okay, how many titles did you win, but who did you have on your team for those titles? It's the same reason that nobody really, counts those two for Kevin Durant in Golden State. Like, yeah, you were the Finals MVP. That's great. You also had Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green, not to mention Andre Iguodala alongside you. And when you stack it up, LeBron has played for so long and for so many different teams and so many different situations. I think a lot of people will look back and say, well, this guy's played with 20 other guys who are top 100 players ever.
Nick, they made it official, I think today, or maybe it was last night. The NBA and their owners have approved the formal exploration of expanding to Seattle and Vegas. Is this a formality? Is this going to happen?
It sure looks like it, guys. I mean, this has been in the works for a long time, right? I think these discussions feel like they started about a decade ago. It always felt like Vegas and Seattle were the two obvious destinations. And, really the news yesterday is that basically the NBA governing board, which is essentially the owners, have said, yes, we are on board with this. We will take the payouts if you're talking about $7 to $10 billion per franchise coming in with expansion. So no surprise that the owners are interested in this. I think there are some interesting details, though, and obviously they'll be ironed out over the next 3 years. But we're looking at 2028-29 as the first season when these two new teams, one would just be the Sonics, the other, who knows what the Vegas team will be called. So not next season, not the season after, but the season after that, which will be LeBron's age 44 season, by the way, if he's still hanging around. But there's a ton to be decided. If you look back, like we have not had expansion in the NBA since 2004. That was, of course, the Charlotte Bobcats. We haven't had multiple teams come in since the mid-1990s. And I was reading up on this last night. There's not a whole lot in the current CBA that lays out directly how this will work. There's not an exact, like, here's how the expansion draft will go. Here's where these teams will pick in the actual NBA draft in the year 2028. So I'm really interested to see how all of those things come about. Where are these teams allowed to pick in the draft? How many players is each team allowed to protect? What kind of salary cap penalties will be placed on these new teams? That was something I did not realize, guys, that in the past when teams have come in, not only are you, picking from the rejects on the other rosters, but teams face salary cap limitations over their first few years as far as how much money they're allowed to spend on outside players. But I think this is good for the league overall. I know optics-wise to announce this, at the peak of tanking when a third of the league is not even trying, it feels a little bit backwards, but I think there's enough talent. I think there's a huge surplus of talent in the NBA right now that we could easily afford two more teams.
Also, Victor Wembanyama said the other day that, I'm paraphrasing, that he thinks he should be the MVP. Do you agree?
I don't necessarily agree. I think SGA has still put together enough of a season here. Then the merits for him are just as strong. He's minus 800 right now in the betting market, but I don't have a problem with Wembanyama coming out and saying it. I think we're in an environment now where guys are often scared to directly make a case for themselves, right? You can allude to it. You can say, I feel like I should be in the discussion. But Wembanyama, he was asked by a reporter to lay out, what are the 3 bullet points for why you should be the MVP? And if you watch the presser, you can tell he's looking. He's like, oh, I kind of like this question, and he was ready for it, right? He laid out 3 points as to why he should be in the discussion. Look, I'll say this: I think SGA, if the vote happened today, I think he's the MVP. I think the odds are reflective of that. I don't think the gap should be as big as it is. SGA at minus 800, Wembanyama at 13-1. I guess the counting stats look better for SGA. The efficiency has been off the charts. For as great as Wembanyama is, the scoring and the rebounding numbers, the shot blocking numbers. When you look at a guy averaging, 36 and 6, it doesn't compare maybe as favorably as you might think. But the trump card that SGA has always held in this discussion over the last 2 years was, I'm on by far the best team in the NBA. We're going to have the most wins. We're going to win the West by 10 games. It's a 3-game gap right now between OKC and San Antonio. The Spurs have won 22 of their last 23 games with Victor Wembanyama. So I do think SGA wins it, but I think the vote is going to be closer than people realize.
And the Spurs 4-1 against OKC this year. So the head-to-head.
Wembanyama mentioned in his case.
Yeah, well, it's a good case to make. Estimated plus-minus, by the way, they're separated by so these guys are neck and neck in terms of overall efficiency. Tonight we have the Celtics and the Thunder. Speaking of SGA, is this the finals preview, in your opinion?
I think there's a good chance it is. Yeah. I really do think that San Antonio could give OKC a run. I don't think it's crazy at all to say that would be close to a toss-up series. And I'm not just drawing on, the 5 matchups during the regular season. I think we do have to remember that OKC, which, on paper was a better team last year. I don't know if that's actually the case. They barely had their full team this regular season. But, the numbers would say they were more dominant relative to their competition a year ago than they've been this year. And they were pushed by the Denver Nuggets in the West, a pretty flawed Nuggets team that fired its coach with 5 games left in the regular season. They were pushed to the brink by the Indiana Pacers. All due respect to the Pacers, that was not a team that should have taken OKC to 7 games and had them on the ropes like they did. So I don't think it's a total lock that OKC just runs through the West. I think if we get Thunder Spurs in the West Finals, that's a 7-game series. That could go either way. I am starting to feel better about the Celtics. Jason Tatum has not been overly efficient. I think he's still shooting under 40% from the field since he came back. But the fact that he's back to playing full minutes right away, he's rebounding well, he's doing the little things well, I think he's going to continue to get better. And it's every time you're ready to buy in on the Knicks or the Cavaliers, they have one of those games where you're just man, I just don't know if I could see this team winning 3 straight series. And then, of course, Detroit, has this Cade Cunningham collapsed lung situation hanging over it.
Last thing for you, Nick. I know you're locked into March Madness as well. Are there any of these one-and-doneers that have done anything to solidify or change your opinion on them?
In terms of draft prospects?
Yeah, like Darius Acuff, Boozer, Peterson's out.
I think Boozer is, maybe hurt himself. It's only 2 games, right? But, kind of getting perplexed in the way that he was against Siena in round 1. I think that was some confirmation bias maybe for people like me who are a little bit skeptical as far as how he'll fit in the NBA. But I really think this Duke St. John's game in the Sweet 16 is going to be huge for Boozer. Going up against a defense like St. John's, a team that is not scared of Duke whatsoever. They have size, they have physicality, they can rebound. I think this is a game that will have a huge swing in how we view him. Like, if he comes out and he's got 3 fouls in the first half and he finishes with like 11 points on 3 of 8 shooting and he just looks a little lost, I think that's something that could stick with him. Now, he could also come out and put up 28 and 12, and maybe that propels him into the number 2 overall pick conversation. But, he's the guy I still think that has some work to do. And then, with Darius Acuff, I think he's also the guy that if Arkansas keeps winning, especially if they pull the upset tomorrow night, if he keeps winning, if he leads them to the Final Four, I don't think we're talking about Darius Acuff as the 7th or 8th overall pick. We're talking about him as maybe the 2nd or 3rd overall pick.
Yeah, and he signed with Reebok. Major Allen Iverson vibes on that. Nick Whalen, rotowire.com. Appreciate the visit, my friend.
Always, guys.
I'm with him on Boozer. I just don't see it.
I don't either.
I don't see it as when you're talking about a loaded draft with hyper athletic AJ DeBonsa. If you decide to not care about all of the stuff with Darren Peterson, that's an explosive athlete. Darius Acuff looks like a guy that can take over an NBA offense tomorrow with the way that he runs the show. And Boozer feels like a really good college basketball player. When I watch him, I can't tell the difference between him. Remember it was last year. Janai Broome with Auburn.
Absolutely.
They look like the same guy to me. And one was a 2nd-round pick, and the other is supposed to go number 1 in the draft. I don't get it. Up next, Jaden's got the takes. We've got the grades. Grade the take on the way after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Nobody likes a rebuilding year, especially not your house. And every day, Renewal by Andersen replaces builder-grade windows that aren't even 10 years old. I've told you before, that's like drafting a first-round bust. Florida homes need windows built to last. The Claim Impact windows are custom-built for this climate, engineered to handle scorching heat, relentless humidity, and those howling storm winds we know all too well. Their exclusive Fibrex material is twice as strong as vinyl, so it doesn't warp or deteriorate over time. These windows are impact rated to withstand flying debris, giving you serious storm protection. They also improve energy efficiency, helping lower those summer utility bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Think of it as signing a long-term franchise contract for your home. Protection, performance, and peace of mind all in one. And right now, during their exclusive 1-month only sale, when you purchase one window or door, you'll receive the second 40% off. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months, it's never been easier to upgrade. Hurry, this offer ends April 30th and restrictions apply. Whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your complimentary in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
The City Beautiful now has a pro volleyball squad that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, non-stop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports that is out there. And we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com, and we'll see if we can get you a seat on us. Bring the friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team.
Accident blocking the right lane, Silver Star Road. Westbound after I-4, again, crash there blocking the right lane. 192 westbound after World Drive, shoulder there remains blocked. A little stop and go through there as well. Also accident blocking 2 right lanes, Sand Lake Road between Orange Avenue and Orange Blossom Trail. Again, 2 right lanes there are blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
We are the biggest stars from all genres of music that you love listening to all year long.
Don't miss our 2026 iHeart Radio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox tomorrow night, starting at 8 p.m.
And listen on iHeart radio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
The Maps app that came with your phone? It's fine if you enjoy waiting and guessing and inefficient routes. Or you could use MapQuest. MapQuest is back with live directions, real-time traffic, and faster routes. It moves when you move. Best of all, no printer needed. No paper. No more missed turns. Just you and the app. Get there fast with MapQuest. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com. MapQuest, still getting you there.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
The world's best bull riders. One shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. This weekend from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Saturday, March 28th, the PFL brings 2 massive middleweight fights to Pittsburgh. Former middleweight world champion Johnny Eblen takes on Brian the Butcher Battle. And Pittsburgh's own Dalton Rasta takes on former champ Impa Kasunganai. Don't miss the action Saturday, March 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com.
The Global Gaming League is presented by Atlas Earth, the fun cashback app.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming in an epic Global Gaming League video game showdown, plus a halftime performance by multi-platinum artist Travie McCoy. Watch all the action and see who wins and advances to the championship match right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com.
In partnership with Level Up Expo.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. Watch TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC.
It's like electricity flowing through your veins.
Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total non-stop action. Don't miss the TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com. College basketball back in the spotlight. March Hoops will have everyone talking.
That game was unbelievable.
Whose brackets are busted, Cinderella stories, and buzzer beaters that make history. Lock into Fox Sports Radio is your #1 preset on the iHeart Radio app. Plus, binge-on-demand podcasts for more coverage with The Dan Patton Show, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Their front line looks like an NBA front line.
And more. Search college basketball on the iHeart Radio app to stay in the know.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Sunday, the Magic head to the Big Easy to take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 7 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for Orlando Magic basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app. Bianchi and Kravitz better grab their pen and paper because they're headed to school. It's time to grade the tape.
Grade the Take, brought to you by Kevin Krager, my go-to real estate agent. Home buying can be a pain in the you-know-what, so you need a no-nonsense, honest realtor who's going to help guide you through the process. Trust Kevin Krager to move you right along. 407-702-4635. What are you laughing at? Oh, man, I'm just looking at this mascot.
Yeah.
The UFL Storm, we had Mike Rapoli on the show yesterday. And
the owner of the league.
Thank you. And he said that they were going to unveil the mascot for the Storm, which, by the way, quick aside on this before we get to Jaden's takes, is an absolute must for a professional sports team. The fact that the other teams, the other spring league teams, didn't think to do this is such a misfire.
Mm-hmm.
You've got families, kids coming to your games. They're more excited about the mascot than they are about the players.
Absolutely.
Take an 8-year-old to a Magic game. They want to meet Stuff more than they want to meet Paolo.
Right.
Now, older than that, different story, but that's how you rope the kids in. Once you rope the kids in, you've got the families, boom,
right.
The teeth are sunk in. So they announced Kratos, who is a Greek godlike figure holding a lightning bolt. They were so close, but they missed. Sparky, the lightning bolt, was the idea.
That was your idea yesterday. And
I think I may have brought it to the table too late in the game. I think that's the problem. They already had this guy created, obviously.
Right. The creative team of the league came up with it. They're not just going to take some Yahoo Sports Radio host idea.
Oh, don't take the idea of the guy that creates content every day of the week.
I'm just saying, if we'd talked to Mike Rapoli earlier and you had said, "Hey, I've got a great idea for a mascot,"
I thought of that on the fly too.
Yeah, it's a good one.
One of the best ideas I've ever had. All right, Jaden, hit the music. It's time to go to school, Mike. Grab your ruler, grab your number 2 pencil, and a kiss. We kick it over to Jaden Grimes. I am the professor, and Bianchi is the professor emeritus.
All right, I had a pretty good grade average last week, so let's hope I can bring it up again. We're all Magic fans here. Before I start, we're all Magic fans here. We love this franchise, but let's go back into when the franchise first got created and they were named the Magic. It has to be one of the worst franchise names in sports. Now, hear me out. I know we had Disney, and it fits the theme of Orlando, but are you intimidated by the Orlando Magic? Are we going to a kid's birthday party? Go 4 hours. Go 4 hours down the highway. Go to Miami. The Miami Heat? That's intimidating.
F.
Oh, that's a F minus take.
Awful.
I mean, you want your friend. You want your franchise name to reflect the city it's in, and we are the city of the Magic Kingdom. And the Magic, what's Magic is intimidating. Magic, you don't know what's hit you. How they do that? It's Magic.
Now you see me. Now you know.
They moved the card to the back.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. So you're really intimidated by a 76er? Are you really intimidated by
a piston? Oh, that car piston's gonna knock me out.
Oh no! Here come the Lakes.
The Lakers.
What about the Raptors? That's intimidating.
What about the Heat? That's really intimidating.
It's better than the Magic. It's not scary.
Yeah, you know who's scared of that?
My crotch is sweating because it's so hot. I've got butt sweat working. That's
scary.
Huh?
You know who's scared of that?
What?
Aunt Agnes. It's getting a little. I'm scared of this heat wave, Mikey. It's getting humid out here. You know what isn't hot enough though? My soup.
My matzo ball soup.
Oh no, Mike! It's the Jazz.
Wow, that's intimidating. Or the Pelicans. Oh, they may scoop you up in their bill and
No, the
drop you in the
Pelicans are
ocean.
actually.
Yeah,
Pelicans are low-key
don't mess around
frightening.
with the Pelicans.
Oh my God! Is that a pacer? I'm terrified. Hide in the closet.
That's an F minus.
It was worth a shot. The NBA is expanding to Seattle and Vegas, and I truly believe.
Well, they're exploring the expansion to Seattle and Vegas.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
Okay.
I believe the team in Vegas will not make it longer than 10 years. There will be so many negatives around this team that it won't last in Vegas.
I think that's a D minus. I think Vegas has gotten past that. What's the
negative?
What's the sin part of Sin City? Betting?
I really think the whole betting aspect is really going to turn people
anywhere now.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's so many hierarchies in Vegas when it comes to sports betting and all.
The mob is gone. We've washed the mob out.
Sports bet. It doesn't matter where you bet. Now, Kravitz is betting from his living room couch in Castleberry or Longwood.
I live in Longwood. Okay.
Longwood. Okay.
We live in prestigious Longwood.
But as far, it's not even that hot. That would have been a hot take like 10 years ago.
that would have been. No, D minus.
Yeah, I'll give you a D plus.
All right, fair enough. The OKC Thunder's new arena will be named the Continental Coliseum.
A plus.
Yeah, well, I haven't even said it yet. That had me thinking about the other NBA arenas and just arenas or in general stadiums. They're all such boring names. So I thought of an idea how we can spice it up a little bit. Every arena should be named after the team they're related to. Something clever, something funny, something that's like, I get it. It shouldn't be the Kia Center. It shouldn't be the Crypto Arena. It should be something clever.
So I'm going to give this a solid B because I think you were on the right track. The problem with the take is that Continental Coliseum is a naming rights deal.
Well, I just saw the arena. That's what made me think about this whole idea.
But in premise, I agree. I think stadiums have lost all of their personality. It can be a whatever stadium presented by, but I think just naming it after a company loses all of its personality.
Yeah.
So that's a solid grade. I'll give it a B.
Yeah, I as the emeritus, I'll give that an A plus. But it's idealistic. But it'll never happen because of the naming rights and the money they make. But yeah, stadiums, just like team names, stadiums should be representative of the city that they're in. Like the old Citrus Bowl, the citrus industry. That was our big industry. Citrus Bowl.
Or the person that built it, Joe Robbie Stadium. That was named after the man who built the stadium.
Who paid for the stadium.
Lambeau Field.
Right.
I mean, could you imagine if Lambeau Field was bought by BMW and it was BMW Field? I mean, come on.
Like if
the Swamp.
Yeah, like
that's a nickname.
Like the Kia Center, it should be named after who built that. Tourist Development Tax Center.
That's right. The term center.
TDT Center.
Sounds like a sickness. Joe Flacco signed with the Bengals because he knows Joe Burrow will be out by week 6.
Yeah, that's an A. That's hot. It's simple. It's probably accurate. He knows that that's a path to playing time with good receivers.
I'll also give that an A.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
I don't think it's accurate. I think Joe Flacco, and he even said it today. He said, I wanted to sign with a team who was going to give me a chance to be a starter, but those teams were too dumb to sign me.
So I'm going to sign with the team where I will eventually be the starter.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good
He
take.
didn't say that, but that's what he meant.
All right, last one. Me, primetime Jaden Grimes, will be the champion of the Gamehead MLB Fantasy League.
That's a A plus as far as heat and an F minus as far as accuracy.
Right, F minus. You have to log into the app first. If you want to win the league.
Signed up.
You have to actually draft a team tonight.
I'm actually wondering, because Jaden's not a baseball fan, if not drafting his team would be beneficial to his effort.
No. I know my things, man. Aaron Judge.
Guys, I'm
Shohei Ohtani.
I'm a little nervous right now.
Why?
Do you see that? It's a blazer, Mike. It's a
Blazers sound scary, all right?
Now, Blazers are scary.
Are those knickerbockers? They're at the pants. They're attacking
They got
me.
their pants below their knees, those knickerbockers. That's intimidating.
That right there, grade the take. Up next, we've got gobs of audio, so much good stuff. The old USF coach, Brian Hodgson, comes across like a big, fat phony. We'll get to that midweek mic'd up after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Buzzer-beating shots are exciting. Your AC going out? Nah, that's not so exciting. That's why you need an AC service company that you can trust, and that is Mills Air. You want an air conditioning company that cycles through AC units, not technicians. Mills Air's retention rate tells you everything you need to know about the company. Companies that treat their people well are going to be the ones that treat you well. So if your system is acting up or you just want to get ahead of things, give Leon and Mills Air a call. It'll be the easiest decision you've made all spring long. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Orlando, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, right there next to Claremont. Not only can you tee off on two stunning championship golf courses, El Campeon and Las Colinas, but you can also play pickleball, tennis, or rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. They're beautiful, and when the day winds down, relax at the spa or dine at one of their 4 fabulous on-site restaurants. The Sunday Champagne Brunch is a feast you will thoroughly enjoy. Mission Resort is perfect for couples, families, or anyone just looking for a little escape close to home. If you just want to come over for a day of golf, book those tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. For hotel reservations and tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. That's missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, Central Florida's hidden gem, is just waiting for you.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Howie Do It gaming team take on Gilly the King and Wallow 267's $1 million gaming right now at globalgamingleague.com. That's globalgamingleague.com.
Presented by Atlas Earth and Level Up Expo.
We talk a lot about the diamonds at International Diamond Center. But did you know that over half of our showroom is dedicated to fashion jewelry? Earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, rings?
A woman comes in, it might not be her statement piece that she wears every day, but for a night out with friends, she wants to find that piece that truly shows her character and her taste.
IDC's Ryan McMahon says he loves seeing women come in and treat themselves.
And they deserve it. Every lady should have multiple pieces of jewelry that make her feel confident and happy when she wears it.
Colored gemstones, mixed metal styles, stackable pieces, bold looks, IDC has it all. From the world's premier designers.
Our fashion pieces, they don't just sit stagnant. They're constantly changing out. We always have our thumb on the pulse of the industry. When you come into one of our stores, you see all of the latest looks that you'll see on any TV program, magazine, you name it.
Find the perfect piece of jewelry for any occasion, or no occasion at all, at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
This is it, Orlando. Brackets are busting, upsets are brewing, and the road to the College Hoops Championship is heating up. Catch every second at Stadium Club, Orlando's most immersive sports bar with 360-degree game time viewing. Fuel your crew with game day food and drink specials, play in our sports simulators, and jam with our DJ. Plus, parking is free. Don't just watch the tournament, feel the energy, and live the excitement of every bucket. Reserve your seat now on Open Table or at stadiumclub.com.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeart Radio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And what a neat smoke we have for you this week, guys. It's the Corona Cigar Barrio Blend, Abano Churchill. And this is a real cultural heritage cigar bar, meaning neighborhood, and that's what they're leaning on. Cigars bringing communities together. This is a beautiful, oily habanero wrapper, Nicaraguan fillers and binders, medium to full body, a creamy mouthfeel, nutty sweetness, a lot of coffee and earth in there, and they're wrapped up in this rustic newspaper. It's a decades-old technique on a really unique cigar. They're $4.48 for the bundle, but that is 50 cigars, less than $10 a piece for a premium smoke like this is a deal. Get it today. It's the Corona Cigar Barrio Blend, Habanero Churchill, and it is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. Watch TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC.
It's like electricity flowing through you.
Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total non-stop action. Don't miss the action of TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
In the morning,
we have breaking news coming to you live right now.
on the way home,
Heads up, we have an accident slowing things down on the freeway.
when you need us, we're there. News Radio, WFLA, Orlando.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Florida Athletic Director Scott Strickland wants to do everything he can to get men's basketball coach Todd Golden signed to an extension. After dropping a sixth straight game on Tuesday in Cleveland, the Magic are back home. They'll host Sacramento tomorrow night. The NBA's governors voted today to begin exploring expansion bids in Seattle and Las Vegas, with the teams beginning play in 2028. I'm Seth Everett.
This is NFL quarterback Rodney Peete, and here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by WeatherBug. Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts, so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you by one of my favorite places, Adventure Boat Share. Unlimited hassle-free boating without having to own a boat. It is awesome. One monthly fee, and you can go boating anytime you want to go boating. Check them out at adventureboatshare.com. All right, let's start with ESPN personality Dan Orlovsky talking about Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson and his prospects in the NFL draft. Listen.
I think Ty Simpson is QB1. I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. I think when you look at the body of work and what was asked of these two quarterbacks, you have to start with the question, who needed to do more to carry their football team to play well? Ty Simpson, and it's not close between those two quarterbacks.
Okay, so that was Orlovsky saying he thinks Ty Simpson is better than Fernando Mendoza, who won the national championship at Indiana. Maybe maybe it's because Orlovsky is represented by the same talent agency that represents Ty Simpson. Pat McAfee, to his credit, called Orlovsky on this. Listen.
But we're talking about all the moments. You're talking about traits. It's like, okay, how about 2nd and 17?
6 points through the first 3 quarters. People.
State defense is a historic defense. Like, what are we even talking about?
People crucified Arch Manning for doing that on the road.
Crucified Arch Manning. Arch Manning's not a part of this conversation.
Well, if you go by that too, like Indiana beat Alabama, 38-0. I mean, it's
Yeah, so we're just picking and choosing.
No. You
and that's why people say you're getting paid to do this. You know what I mean, Dan?
No, because I'm giving you factual information, not opinion. They had 6 points through the first 3 quarters in the Big Ten title game.
Against Ohio State, look up who their defense is. Look up what that defense. That's like one of the greatest defenses in the history of football. And then what did he do? Then what did he do, Dan?
The biggest moment.
And what did he do, Dan?
The biggest quarter.
Charlie Becker. I think he threw the post to start the second half, which is a great throw and a great recognition.
And a huge moment after getting beat. So mental toughness is there. And then obviously being able to take a shot. He cracked his rib on the first play. I mean, there's just like.
Yeah, I don't even know what Dan Orlovsky's talking. I mean, I credit Pat McAfee. I mean, Fernando Mendoza in the biggest moments of the season playing the best defenses in the country, the Miami defense, unbelievable defense, the Ohio State defense, to go unbeaten with that schedule is incredible.
And Orlovsky at the beginning of that was a really long cut that Jaden had to sift through, was that he was implying that Simpson had to play a tougher schedule than what Mendoza had to. I mean, Mendoza had to play against Ohio State in the Big Ten title game, and then went through. They played. They beat up on Alabama specifically.
Right.
That team that Ty Simpson is on, who did nothing in that game, by the way.
Right.
And then in the national championship against Miami, who also had an elite defense. He had big moment after big moment, and in the regular season against Penn State and all of that. If you want to make the case that Ty Simpson has more traits, the more arm strength and all of that, the prototype stuff that you look for, that's fine.
Arm talent.
You just cannot make the case that he was a better quarterback. He got lost in so many moments throughout the season, and I give McAfee and his show so much grief. I've got to give credit where credit is due here. Part of the reason why I disdain that show is because it's a collection of frat bros who just clap their way through every interview and never ask any tough questions. Credit to McAfee, even though he was being a total homer because he's an Indiana guy.
Right.
So that's why he got fired up about it. But still, he did the thing that I think good hosts should do. If you feel like someone is being biased or disingenuous or being selective.
He did it against another media figure. He wouldn't have done that with a coach.
I've never heard him do it, period. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I appreciate the fact that McAfee actually pressed someone. I've never heard him do it.
All right, so former USF coach Brian Hodgson, who just took the job at Providence, here's him at his introductory news conference talking about his attractive wife and his recruiting abilities.
I want to thank my family. Steve talked about it. My better half, my beautiful spouse here, Jordan, my son Jet, who you'll hear plenty throughout this speech. If you ever want to question my recruiting abilities, just take a look at my wife, Jordan.
Okay, so that's what he said.
That's clever.
That is clever. Well, let's go back in time to when he took the USF coaching job and listen to his introductory press conference from then.
If you have any questions at all about my ability to recruit, look no further than my beautiful fiance, the best recruiting job of my life. Relationships are everything.
There you have it. So you have an issue with that?
That's tasteless to do it twice.
What?
That's so corny.
Hey, you play the hits, man. You play the hits.
You would do that. That's why you're supportive of this. They really liked it the first time. I'm whipping that bad boy back out.
Absolutely.
No, you already played that card. You don't get to do it again. I hate to break it to you, Brian Hodgson. Social media exists. We have the tape.
I had a good line in the column 3 years ago. You don't think I'm going to use it again? Come on.
That is so lame. It's so. I mean, it's cheesy to do it once. Okay, you're buttering up your fiance, and she is beautiful. Though he does have a point because he kind of looks like he's from Lord of the Rings. And she's way out of his league,
right?
So he's got a point, but to do it twice, oh my God,
love it. Joe Flacco at a press conference today talking about why he re-signed with the Bengals and what who he maybe would have liked to have signed with.
I feel like I can help a team win, and yeah, it may be in a different role here, but I do still think I can help this team win in that role. I had a lot of fun with Joe, and Joe's the guy. And believe me, I wish I was a guy somewhere. And I think teams are dumb for not having me be that guy. But it is what it is, and I'm not going to let them or it get me down. I'm going to be the person I am and just approach football the way I always have.
Joe Flacco still thinks he could be a starting quarterback, and you know what? He might be right. When he filled in for Burrow last year, Joe Burrow, he was pretty damn good. I would say he's better at 41 years old than, I don't know, 10 starting quarterbacks in the league.
10, yeah, but I'd have to look at the list. I might be able to get behind that.
If you had to win a game, if you were going into the season and say, we have to win this season, who you taking? You taking Joe Burrow or Tua?
Well, Tua's a backup too.
Okay, well, he was a starter last year.
Well, I would take Joe Flacco. I think he is one of the most valuable things you can have in the NFL, a really good backup quarterback. That way your season doesn't die if your backup has to start games. But the problem is that for the last couple of years, he's been aging out, and there's no future with Joe Flacco. He's a one-night stand at this point in his career. You're not marrying the guy, and a lot of teams want to marry their quarterback. You're not going to marry Flacco. And especially now, as every year passes, he was long in the tooth a couple of years ago.
I'd rather marry a good-looking cougar than a ugly young woman. Okay, give me the cougar. Give me the good-looking cougar like Joe Flacco.
Are you calling Tua ugly? Is that what I got out of this?
That was a bad comparison, but
we could have tightened that up. But it was only a little off.
All right, final one. Victor Wembanyama on why he should be the MVP.
3 arguments. My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race. I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league. Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season, and we dominated them 3 times with their real team and 4 times with the more rotation players. And my third argument would be that offense impact is not just points.
He is the most, if the award it's supposed to go to,
the best all-around player,
the most impactful player on the court in the NBA right now,
right.
The answer is Victor Wembanyama.
I agree.
That right there, another midweek edition of Mic'd Up. Up next, your text, your talkbacks right here on the Game On. Don't go anywhere.